As you know, we love the Open Door Cafe here on the show. Not only were they one of our first partners to come on board with the show here, and now we get to give away coffee to a lucky group in Prince George every single month, they also have some pretty dang good coffee, and they've changed one thing. We're going to tell you about that today. Their espresso. If you like strong coffee, well, you're going to be wanting to listen close to the new recipe they're going to share with us on CKPG Today.
So much goodness to choose from here at the Open Door. Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. Just a little distracted by this brand new menu they have at the Open Door Cafe outside. It's one of the few local drive-thrus that exist. In fact, it was the first local drive-thru, so shout out to them for that. But today we're talking about good news here at the Open Door. A different espresso recipe. And now, how does an espresso recipe change? I'm not sure. But we're going to learn today with Professor Katrina a little espresso lesson here at the Open Door Cafe. Now inside with the beans, the goods, and Katrina as well. Thanks so much for making the time to chat today.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited for espresso lesson. This is my first, and I hope first of many, probably, but...
Well, you know what? There's so much to learn. Espresso is a lot more complicated than people think.
Yeah.
And so, there's always more you can kind of consume and, learn with it.
So it's not just putting the beans in the machine. No, it's...
Well, you can do that. That is an option. I wouldn't recommend, though.
Okay, so we got 3 cups on the table here. I don't know. You're the professor today.
Yes.
So...
Professor Katrina. So let's start with the basics of espresso. So
Okay.
A lot of people will have, the Breville machines at home. And so there's so much you can go into this, but I'll just give you the basic rundown on how espresso even works.
Okay, I like this.
So we've recently done a bit of a recalibration on our espresso. So it's coming out it's bolder, it's smoother, it's a lot nicer.
Punchier?
It's punchier, but it's also less aggressive and bitter.
Oh,
It's a really nice blend. We've been working with our roaster. I've been deep diving into the science, and so I'll give you the Spark Notes version today, but
perfect.
You can do hours of a rabbit trail. So when we're talking about espresso, these are really just the beans we use. We use Hearth and Hinterland. It is a custom blend that they've done up for us.
Okay.
With
That's why it has your name on it.
It does, yeah, because it's just for us. But you can buy it here too in the little bags if you like it.
Perfect.
But it uses beans from Congo, Guatemala, and Peru. So when you're looking at these beans, I don't know if you can see these.
Yeah.
I've grind 2 different types of grind. Now, espresso grind is always going to be a really fine grind versus your regular pour over. French press is going to be even coarser. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a lot coarser. Whereas espresso, you want really fine.
I was going to say a little bit of dirt sand. That's kind of similar.
Yeah. And now when we're talking espresso, this grind, the most minuscule changes to it will make a massive impact on your actual coffee. Huh. So I've compiled a list of all the things that make espresso taste different.
Okay.
And this is not an exhaustive list. This is really just the basics. So when it comes to espresso, everything will change how it tastes. Humidity of the air, hardness of the water, water temperature, water pressure, the grind, the dose of how much coffee you put in, how much water goes through.
Wow.
The grinder you use, if your equipment's clean or dirty, everything.
Wow, I thought bakers were temperamental. No, coffee is just the same.
Coffee has some specific requirements.
Okay, this is why people can always know just a little bit of a difference. It's just a little bit of a difference on something.
Something's changed. So in the cafe here, and normally with a lot of cold machines, you can't adjust the humidity in the air unless you really go ham on your home. But generally speaking, you are going to be playing with a couple different parameters, let's call them. So when we're talking about espresso, generally speaking, most people are going to want their espresso balanced right in the middle of the spectrum that is coffee.
Okay.
One end of the spectrum is going to be, when we're talking espresso, we're always talking about extraction. So one end is going to be over extraction. The other end is going to be under extraction.
Okay.
Now, if your bean is over extracted, you're going to get a lot of bitterness. You're going to get more burnt flavors.
I think I remember learning this at Hearth and Hinterland a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be punchy and aggressive in ways that you really don't want.
Gotcha.
Under extracted is more likely to be watery. It's going to be sour.
Oh.
It's going to be like acidic. When we're talking about extraction, the smaller the particles of your coffee bean, I'm an artist, you can tell.
Yeah, this is good.
The more extraction we're going to have. If you have a whole coffee bean, you're going to have this much surface area. If you cut that coffee bean in half, you're going to have a little more surface area. And the smaller the pieces get, the more surface area you're going to have. The more surface area, the more the water interacts with the coffee, the more extraction. So if you need to change things, if it's too over extracted, if it's under extracted, you can, if it's, let's say it is over extracted, you want to make your beans coarser. And then the last thing I'll touch on is timing. So an easy basic recipe, if you're pulling a double shot, is you want about 18 grams of coffee.
Okay.
And you want about a ratio of 1 to 2. So you want about double the amount of grams out.
Okay.
Which is about 36 grams of liquid espresso out.
Gotcha. That's in the cup.
Yeah. And you normally want a double shot to pour in about 30 seconds. So if you're pulling a shot and it's coming out in 15, you need more extraction, which means you need to go finer.
Huh?
If it's coming out in a minute and a half, make that baby coarser. Or up your dose.
I didn't realize all of these things are so related. This is the best coffee lesson I've ever had and could have ever asked for.
It's beautiful art, honestly, as well. We should hang it on the wall.
People who are coming here to the Open Door Cafe, they're going to notice in every single drink the difference.
I mean, it depends on how much you drink coffee. I think some people will taste the difference, some people won't. But we try to do the work so that those who can taste the difference do.
I like it. Lived by locals, loved by everyone. These guys are the best. Thanks for the time today, Katrina.
Miss an episode? That's okay, life gets busy. We get it. Or maybe you didn't miss anything, but you're here to watch that one feature again because honestly, it was that good. No judgment. Here's the good news. You can relive every moment of the CKPG Today Show whenever you want. Head over to ckpgtoday.ca, click on the Today Show tab, and voila. So grab some snacks, kick back, and binge away because let's face it, life's too short to miss out on great local TV.
Exciting event coming up this weekend. If you got a lot of stuff you need to shred, well, Crime Stoppers are going to help you out with that. And Ron Palolo, you're going to be there as well this weekend at the Shredded event. Thanks for making the time.
Thanks for inviting me again, and I'm looking forward to getting my exercise in for the event on Saturday.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's I feel like our annual tradition to talk about Shredded and talk a little bit about Crime Stoppers. For those who don't know, the Shredded event, basically any kind of document you might be worried about, you can shred it. What are some kind of examples of that?
Yeah, anything sensitive in nature, like old Visa bills, old telephone bills, bank statements, tax returns, anything of that nature that you want to make sure it's safely and securely shredded, and we do it instantly. We have the 2 trucks there, and it's a drive-through format, really simple. We come to the PGS parking lot, you'll see our volunteers there, they'll take you through, direct you. You come to a stopping point, you make your donation. We give you some information, then you drive up. We encourage you to stay in your vehicle because it makes things easier and a little quicker in the process. And yeah, we grab your shredded, you tell us where it is, it's either back seat or in the trunk. We grab it and we put it in the bin, and then from the bin it goes directly into the shredded trucks, and we shred it on site. And it's by donation. Yeah. $10 per bag or box is the suggested donation. And then Mr. Mike's will be set up.
This is my next question.
11 a.m. till 1:30. And for an added $5 donation, you can grab a Mr. Mike's burger. And many people just come for lunch and a Mr. Mike's burger because where can you grab a Mr. Mike's burger for $5?
That's a good deal in this economy.
Yeah, exactly.
But
inflation is real.
I was going to say, you probably got the tough, I guess all the Crime Stoppers volunteers probably have the toughest job here because they got to smell those Mr. Mike's burgers all day.
Well, one of the things that I always do for all our volunteers, I always buy them a Mr. Mike's burger.
They deserve it.
So we take a little break and have a Mr. Mike's burger too. But it's a great community event. We've been doing it for about 10 years now. We do it once in the spring, once in the fall. Last Saturday in April, last Saturday in September, and we're looking forward to everyone coming out 10 to 2 this Saturday at PGSS.
Perfect. Okay, and now some Crime Stoppers trivia, I understand. Yes. You have prepared.
Yeah, I think this is becoming a tradition now.
Yeah,
I'm going to test your knowledge. And I went easy on you. Okay,
easier than last year. That's
good. I think so. Where was the birthplace of the Crime Stoppers movement? I'll give you a multiple choice.
Okay.
The UK, Canada, Australia, or the US?
Tell me it was in Canada.
No, it wasn't in Canada, but it was in the U.S., in New Mexico, by a Canadian.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so technically, I'm going to give myself
right.
a pass. Half. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Was Canada the second?
Canada was the second to adopt the Crime Stoppers movement. And Prince George and Northern BC.
Yeah, one of the leaders.
We were one of the early adopters, started in 1985, so we're celebrating our 40th year.
Wow.
Yeah.
40 years. That's incredible.
With that in mind, since we started the program 40 years ago in 1985, what is the combined total of drugs, cash, and property value recovered? Is it 18 million, 24 million, 40 million, or 32 million?
Well, it's probably gone up since last year, so I'm going to go with, you know what, I'm going to be shocked. It's probably over 24 million, but I'm going to guess 24.
$40 million.
$40 million?
$40 million in 40 years. The program has been incredibly successful. In fact, we keep monthly stats, and we're at about the $500,000 mark already this year.
Wow, that's amazing stuff. Yeah. And this all happens thanks to Tips for the Public.
Yeah, anonymous tip line, 1-800-222-TIPS, 1-800-222-8477, or you can give anonymous tip information on the Northern BC Crime Stoppers website, which is northernbccrimestoppers.ca.
Perfect. Okay, we got time for one more question, Ron.
Okay, how many countries around the world have the Crime Stoppers program? Remember, this is a worldwide program. 19, 26, 32, or 41?
36.
You're almost there. 32 countries.
Oh, wow.
And of course, the strongest presence in, as we mentioned, US, Canada, UK, and Australia.
Wow. What's your favorite part about doing it?
You know what? It's about keeping our community safe.
Yep.
And, you know, wearing my other hat as a councillor for the city of Prince George, you know, it's giving back, serving, but, you know, our part of keeping our community safe. And that's what it's about. And, you know, what we've learned is that over the years, that people are less and less intrigued with rewards, getting reward money back. In fact, almost two-thirds don't even claim the reward. They're doing it. They're doing it because it's the right thing to do, and they want to keep their community safe.
Interesting.
So, you know, like I say, it's an incredibly successful program. I believe in it strongly, and that's why I've been doing it for over 20 years now.
Wow. Well, congrats on that. Congrats on 40 years to Crime Stoppers. I think it's an incredibly successful program as well, an incredibly successful interview we had today. So thank you, Ron, for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, and we'll hope to see you this Saturday at Shred It.
Shred It. The Coast Prince George Hotel by Appa. What a magnificent building, right? One of the most iconic downtown Prince George. Think of how tall this is. How many flights of stairs do you think it has? Well, I know there's going to be a lot of flights being served at least here for a Flights and Bites event on Friday, October 3rd. We're going to tell you about it today in our little edition here at the Coast. Welcome inside the ballroom here at the Coast, and you've probably been inside here one time or another, and there's a lot of events that do happen here. We're so lucky to have Teresa with us to talk a little bit more about that today. And yeah, fun fact, I think my parents got married in this room.
I believe.
I'm sure the over-under on weddings in this for Prince George people is probably more than 50% of people get married here.
50% to get married, and now what's happening is they're coming to celebrate their wedding anniversaries, 50 years of wedding anniversaries, because we've been here for that long, or plus, yes. So lots of events here, you know, from big dinners, big conventions, weddings, proms,
fashion shows.
Fashion shows. There's a big fashion show coming up. Lots going on here, yes.
So the point I want you to take in here at home is the fact that you have the opportunity to use this space. There's a hard space. It's hard to find sometimes here in Prince George. And there's a lot of different opportunities for you here. Not only if you don't want the big ballroom, this can be divided a couple of ways, and there's a bunch of different rooms.
It can be divided into 3 parts, so you can have just 2 parts of the ballroom, you can have just one, or you can have the whole space where we can have big events up to 350 people sitting down, which we just did last year. It was a little bit nice and cozy, but we did it.
I like it. Okay, and for all the details that people know, the events coming up, which we're going to hear about one today, but where can they find the details on the Coast website?
On the Coast, no, it's actually on Eventbrite right now, or on our Facebook page, which is Coast Inn of the North.
Perfect. Okay, look for all the details on that. We're going to meet Tim in a second here, Teresa, because there's a fun SIPS event coming up. Tell me a little bit about that quickly.
So October 3rd, we call it Flights and Bites. We're going to have about 6 different agents from our city, wines, spirits, and beer. And with that will be our food already as well, prepared by our chefs. So you can have bites and the little flights of wine or some spirits or some beer. And at the same time with some live music. And we need that.
I like that. You know what? This event is already, I can picture myself there in my head anyway.
I already see you there.
You know what? My favorite part of coming to the Coast, Teresa, is I know to come hungry and thirsty, and you guys will take care of me.
We'll take care of you.
Flights and Bites, yes. Now we're at the table here, which is going to steal my heart because this is an event that you have the opportunity to come to here at the Coast Inn of the North. Coming up here and actually not that long away, over in October. But we got 2 scotches here. We got Tim. I guess, is it selfish to say you're my favorite employee at the Coast?
Nope, you can say that.
Teresa's shaking her head behind the camera here maybe, but anyway. You got 2 scotches here. One is 12 and one is 18 years old. So I wonder.
18 is way smoother, but it's more premium.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. And they look, I mean, the bottles are different colored, so I don't know if they're really that different colored, but I guess we'll pour them in the glasses and then we'll find out here. This is an opportunity you're going to have to try some of these.
This is the 18.
Okay, 18. Do you remember what you were doing 18 years ago?
I was working here, but I was already here 10 years back then.
You already had your 10-year pen?
I did, yes. See, they're almost the same.
Yeah, okay. So this is the 12 on the outside. Okay, so we'll try the 12 first. All right. Okay, it's got a nice taste. I can taste, I think, I'd be lying if I said oak, I think, but something like that. I'm not a Scotch connoisseur professionally, Tim. It's a part-time job.
Yes, it could be oak.
Could be oak. Now we will try the 18. Are you ready?
Yes.
I wonder what the price of gas was 18 years ago. A lot cheaper than now.
$1, like 89 cents or something.
89 cents or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot smoother.
See? Isn't that great?
A big difference, hey? 6 years, big difference.
Yeah.
Folks, I promise you there's going to be a lot better folks presenting the whiskey, scotch, wine, beer, all the drinks when you come visit Flights and Bites here at the Coast. It's not going to be me because, as you can tell from today, I'm only part-time.
That's right.
I'll link all the details in case you want tickets on our website, ckpgtoday.ca, one of the many great local events we have to check out, and I would encourage you to do so. Thanks for your time today, Tim.
Oh, you're welcome.
Taking a look outside at our CKPG snapshot of the day, courtesy of Pat Suter, who spotted these sandhill cranes flying south over Hickson. And not only has the crane at the hospital disappeared, so have the cranes in the water. And that means probably summer's coming to a close, isn't it? Thanks, Pat, for capturing this. Magnificent birds here. Very, very cool. They don't look that big in the sky, but those are monstrous birds. Big. Don't get close to them. Just kidding. They're probably not that bad. But anyway, folks, if you have a snapshot, send it our way. Snapshot@ckpg.com is our email. Hey there, got an idea or suggestion for the show? Reach out and connect through our social media or send us an email at letstalk@ckpgtoday.ca.
Looking back in local history, there's a lot of things to celebrate. There's some things to look on that you're like, I don't know if this should be on television. One of those today was an interesting chapter in Prince George history. Some immigrants coming to Canada from China that were housed at the old Prince George jail because it was a temporary facility for them. The Lower Mainland was maxed out, so they thought, we're sending them to Prince George. And it did happen. So we're going to look at that story today in local history.
Taking a look back to 1999, an interesting chapter in Prince George history. No doubt the old correctional center or jail was getting ready to house a bunch of Chinese migrants that were headed our way, and this is one of the sites the province decided was fit to house these folks while they waited to be processed by Immigration Canada. And basically this happened just because the centers down at the coast were overwhelmed. Tons of Chinese migrants are showing up in boats off the coast, so we thought, what do we do with them? Well, there was an old jail here in Prince George they put to use, and definitely an interesting chapter in Prince George history. They were housed here until their claims were processed, and then they moved on.
An interesting chapter indeed. Another fun fact for you, Abu Street, did you know it was named after Abu? This was a Chinese miner that came here during the gold rush. Interesting stuff, right? So a lot of history here in the city. We'd like to share some with you a little bit, at least, every single day. And hey, cheers to the Open Door Espresso. You wondered why I started off the show so calmly. Now I'm finishing talking so fast as I just had a cup of this stuff. It's very good. Thanks so much for watching today, folks, and cheers to great coffee. And we'll see you for more good stuff on the show tomorrow. Woohoo!